Grab some meat or whatever you need. I'm Corey, and it's time to get into it. So, I'm sitting back, drinking a nice little cup of vodka and Red Bull, and I'm thinking to myself, what can I do for a video? I'm running some magic find runs, just doing some random shit while I'm waiting for ladder to start in 4 weeks. And I realize maybe what I should do is talk about why a Blessed Hammer Paladin is without a doubt the best character to start ladder with if you're going to be playing primarily solo. And by doing so, we're going to run around and do just a very small magic find area, the Act 5 magic find area that I always do, the Bloody Foothills. And we're going to do this, Frigid Highlands rather, and we're going to do this with no gear on. So you'll see these are my stats, negative resistances all the way down. Blessed Hammer still does a whopping 2472 to 2524. As far as stats go, we've got dump points in Vigor, 1 point in Salvation, 1 point in Redemption. We have maxed out Blessed Aim, as well as Concentration, and also Blessed Hammer, and a lot of points in Holy Shield. When you actually put gear on, that's when the Holy Shield really matters. Right now I'm not wearing a shield, so I cannot even choose Holy Shield as a skill. So we're just going to go and kill these guys just as kind of a brief demonstration that even a character completely naked in hell, as you can see this is hell difficulty, is capable of doing magic find runs. Is it suggested to do these runs naked? Not even a little bit. I would not suggest this at all. But is it possible? Yes. These poison guys are a pain in the rear because we have no poison resistance. They do a lot of damage when you don't have any poison res. I mean, you don't really have poison res to begin with, but when you don't have any armor on, any gear on, any additional life, those things are killer. So we're going to go back, we're going to heal up, and then we'll go back out and do it again. Once again, this is just a brief demonstration on a naked paladin, and then we'll throw on some very low magic find gear and do it again. So as you see, this area, the reason that I wanted to go out here is because this is actually a really, really good magic find area. It's one of the areas in the game where I've gotten a lot of high runes at. It's very nice, it's a good spot to farm, and it's really easy to get to. There's a waypoint right there that you can run to, you can get to it, you can come out here and you can get your magic find in. So we'll kill these guys, go and kill the big guy, and we'll see if we get anything. We probably won't, but again, this is simply a demonstration. This is a completely naked paladin that's able to do these runs because Hammer Paladins are just that damn overpowered. And then we'll put on some gear and we'll do some other runs. The gear that I'll put on, it's not going to be good gear. It's not going to be overpowered gear at all. It's still going to be pretty not great, but it's to just kind of give a demonstration again that even with very minimalist gear, the gear that I'm going to put on right now is all stuff that you can get actually within Nightmare difficulty. Now, Diablo 2 is one of those games that normal and Nightmare, very easy to run through, very simplistic to complete. Please
Good
For
to
the
see
love
you.
of everything holy, put Deckard back where he belongs.
Good afternoon.
It's very annoying having him over here, but it is
What is
what
it?
it is. So now we'll get our mercenary. What's our mercenary wearing? Well, he is wearing a very, very overpowered steel skull, Duriel shell, and an insight cryptic axe. I don't think the cryptic axe is something you can get in nightmare difficulty, but it's really not that much different than getting a colossal vulge. It's just got a lower strength requirement. So now we're going to put on Spirit Sword, Spirit Shield, Gold Wrap Heavy Belt. We will also put on a random blue. Actually, with the +3 combat skills, 21 to life, this might be a hell difficulty item, but it is required level 45, so I don't remember exactly. A all-res Magic Find Amulet, Ravenfrost Ring, a yellow ring that just gives us a bit of life, and Frost Nova when struck. We have random gauntlets that do Magic Find, War Travs. I think these are a hell item as well. And then Skins of the Viper Magi. So the build that this character is using now, it's not that strong of a build. It's really not. This is still a pretty rudimental build on this paladin, but it's perfectly capable of clearing anything in hell difficulty. It's not going to be the fastest clear speed, but that's one of the beauties of a Hammerden. You don't have to be fast. It doesn't have to be the quickest clear speed in the game. Why is F3 not working for me to... There we go. It doesn't need to be the quickest clear speed in the game for you to be successful in the game. The hammers aren't that much stronger. It's about 1,000 more 2,000 more damage. So I mean, yes, it is stronger, but it's not some insanely high damage buff that you're getting from this. To make the spirits, you can farm the Countess in normal or nightmare. I think you can get the runes. I'm pretty sure you can get all of the runes to make spirit in normal difficulty. So by the very beginning of Nightmare, you could be running around with this build on your Hammer Paladin. I don't have a Torch. I don't have an Annihilus. I don't have a CTA. I don't have Enigma. I don't have Shaco. I don't have anything that is incredibly overpowered on this build. Everything on this build is a very low cost, low tier, low investment item. Even the stuff that's on the Mercenary. I mean, Insight is not an expensive rune word. Insight is all runes that you can get from either normal or nightmare. Raw tier, tall soul. I think the raw and the soul you may have to get from nightmare. Tier and tall, I believe you can get from normal. So this is just kind of a showing of what you're really capable of doing with a Hammer Paladin, even without good gear. I know that there's a lot of builds out there, and I'm guilty of doing this myself, of making builds showing like this is what you want to get. If you have those lightnings coming at you, you're going to want a GTFO. You know, of showing like very, very high tier builds, very expensive builds, very costly builds with, you know, the best items in the game, but that's really not necessary. Oh, Vamcase, that's not bad. It's really not necessary, especially with a Hammerden. There's a couple other builds that can kind of sort of get away with this. One of them being the one of the Trap Assassins, but when you come across lightning immunity, it does pose a bit of a threat, a bit of difficulty. A blizzard source, a meteor source, these different sorceresses builds, they don't require too much. This exact same build, like this exact same build, with the exception of the helmet, you can put on a druid that is a tornado druid and do the exact same thing. All of these are just magic find and or life. Don't know why that's there. Or that. But again, this is not a build that is going to require a lot of investment to be able to successfully run through things. And I currently have, where is it at? 206 magic find. Is it a lot of magic find? Not really. But it's enough. It's enough for you to be able to run through, kill stuff, look for what you want to look for. You can even do rushes somewhat. If you get a whiz spike, this can definitely help. As you'll see, my resistances are pretty low. I replaced that spirit sword with a whiz spike, and they're almost all max with the exception of fire. You can pick up a couple small charms, a large charm, or a grand charm, and get that fire resistance capped without a problem. So I hope that this helps you guys out. I hope that you guys see just kind of what you can do. Obviously, when you do a whiz spike instead of a spirit, you're not going to have quite as much damage, but you are going to be throwing out those hammers a little bit faster. Being a paladin, you can put your spirit into a paladin shield. When you put it into a paladin shield, it allows you to get a lot more resistances out of it, which can be beneficial. If you're not a paladin, it makes it a little bit more challenging because you have to have a spirit monarch. For the monarch shield, you have to have 156 strength, which is kind of a big cap to get over. 156 strength is a big strength investment. As I'm running around, I actually wanted to point something out. So you guys see how my defense, when I'm running around, it drops down to nothing. So if you actually just walk, your defense doesn't drop. This is a pro tip. I've meant to make a video on this for a while now. But let's pull this back up. If you're on your paladin and you're charging around, you can charge and keep that defense up. So just keep that in mind. Anyways, I'm gonna go do some more magic finding. I'm probably gonna derp around a bit on my barbarian, and I hope that you guys do find this useful. Please remember, if you enjoy this video, like, share, comment, and subscribe. We will see you in the next one, and I hope to see you on ladder when it does drop here in just a few weeks. It literally comes out the day after my birthday. So that's going to be exciting, as allegedly, as far as we know so far, it's going to be coming out the day after my birthday, which would be April 28th. So let's hope for the best, and we'll see you out there.